Huzzah! Welcome to the Dying Kingdom, where shit is about to hit the fan in the great kingdom of Erde. You know, that Greyhawk War right on the verge. We have a lot of things going on. We've had a little break. We have a little shift of characters. Laura is doing a play, and she got a great part, so she's taking a break. And I want to introduce Jess to us, who Jess is going to be. Jess, why don't you tell us a little about you and who you're playing tonight?
Yes, absolutely. It's me. I'm Jess. You can probably find me anywhere on social media for Burst of Hope. Tonight, I'm playing Vespera, who is a half elf. Druid half elf. D&D. We have lots of things to describe. I have no idea what I've walked into, but I just know I really, really enjoy the forest and are not my favorite.
And John, it's really, really quiet. All right. Thank you, Scott. We're working on the quiet.
Oh no!
No, maybe you can text Shane, John. John is our tech guy because I suck at text. I'm quite terrible. All right. Well,
Oh
we are so
no.
happy you're here, Jess. We are going to try and not make it too painful first time around, but we can't make any promises there.
That's all on you, Danny. I'm just saying.
I can't help it that you made such a tragic character. It's not. So, Abby, tell us about you and who you're playing.
Oh my god. Hello, my name is Abby, and today I am playing Amara, who is a maybe probably totally crazy warlock who has a pet raven who she talks to, who the other characters don't know if she just talks to like ravens and animals and like mutters to herself and says weird shit all the time. And last session I was unable to be here, so Quixotic apparently did some prime role playing that I have yet to catch. So yeah, who knows what kind of character development Amara has gone through within the past week. Whatever it is.
We're going to give you a little chance to go back in time and ask some questions if you had them for the Knight Protector that you met. And that's kind of a big deal. So
Okay.
we want to give you a moment with him if we can. And Rich, what about you, seeing as you did such a great job, role playing Abby?
Hi, I'm Rich, Quixotic on Twitter, and I'm playing Carver, a half-orc Grave Domain cleric. He's a grumpy guess. That's all I got for now.
Yeah.
Gonna get a little grumpier.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Nathan, what about you?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Nathan, and I play Lyceum Ignotium Aline, human rogue, and resident sad boy. I think we're officially at that title. Has had probably one of the worst weeks of his life, if not the worst week of his life. Maybe going slowly mad, and just has not. It hasn't worked out so far for him. Let's just leave it at that.
I think my favorite line from last week's episode was where you said, basically, I've almost died every day since I've met you people.
Yep, and I don't think today will be any different.
Doesn't that death bring you like closer to everybody? Oh, it feels good.
It feels something. Yes, it definitely feels something.
Woo. So before we get into the previously on and all that stuff, I want to do a really quick session 0 with Jess, if she doesn't mind. I mean, super like powerhouse quick, but I want to get to know her Druid a little bit. So can you tell us a little bit of your backstory and how I can make you suffer?
Oh gosh. Okay. So as Vespera, growing up, it wasn't ideal. I grew up with my dad, who was a human, and he tried to raise me as a single father, and so squishy and so adorable, and I love his hugs. But all the human children sucked ass. Are we allowed to cuss here?
Oh,
sorry.
Fuck yes.
Oh. Okay, good. I was like,
I'm just
imagining. Am I allowed to cuss?
I'm just imagining that literally all of the children just no.
No, we don't need a human centipede here. Oh god. No.
Sorry.
Sorry. I looked different to them. I was a little more lithe, a little taller than I should be, and they always made fun of me. And they would just like pull their eyes back and look at me and just throw sticks at me and told me to go do wood things and carve, and they made fun of me, and I just didn't know what elves were, and apparently I was different. And so when I was old enough, I was like, screw all of you, and I wandered off to go find these mystical magical elves, and Dad couldn't say much about Mom, and I really didn't know what was going on, but I did find elves, and they are also assholes.
Yeah.
They hated me. They said I'd never be an elf. So, that forest that kids made fun of me for, they never wanted to play inside, and now all I know is the forest. I ran off and I found solace in the trees, and the trees liked me. And then I started finding ruins on the trees, and then I found another half elf who was a druid, and he taught me so many things. And now I just wanna do right with the woods. I wanna save them. I wanna make sure the nature is good because humans suck and they want to tear everything down. So I just want to see if I can go back to the humans and try and convince them to, be less destructive.
All right, that might work. Quick question about your dad. Still alive?
Yes.
And the other half elf, what was their name?
Oh, Jesus. I definitely remember I named them. I with me remember what. Let me see here. I have notes on my character like a good person.
And while you're looking up the name, I just want to explain a little. Are you a part of the Great Kingdom? It is this massive place protected by the Overking. It was one of the greatest kingdoms of Greyhawk. Are you a part of it or are you an outsider?
I'm gonna go with. Am I sealing my fate one way or another? I'm gonna go with yes, I'm a part of it. And Varun, Varun, was the other half elf.
Okay, beautiful. About the Great Kingdom. So there's an Overking, and he protects the land. He has clerics that go around. They protect the borders. But there are some nations that are starting to rebel and separate, thinking that he's hurting the land and he's corrupt and they want their own independence. Are you kind of an independent person, or are you thinking that, he's protecting us?
Oh geez, no. I still harbor it's not hatred. Thankfully to Varen I've not turned to a bitterness, but I just am very hesitant around people. So I'm a more of a recluse, a little hesitant.
Okay. And is Varen traveling with you, or have you left him behind? Or
nah, he was like, go, bye, do your thing.
Okay. So you have entered the Great Kingdom and you were traveling through the woods in the south there when you came across an area, and all the ground, it looked like it had been like burnt off. The green grass very slowly started to turn to black, and there are scorch marks everywhere. And you continue and your heart starts to drop, and you walk into a scene of absolute horror and confusion. You see what looks like people in shackles just on the ground, corpses. Some of them are like desiccated, all their skin is sunken in and their cheekbones are sticking out. And you see orcs that look just startled, also in the same way, dead on the ground. And you love the forest, it is everything to you. And this is beyond killing you. Can you please make a will save with disadvantage? Wisdom. Oh my gosh, I thought I got it right.
So close.
Wisdom.
Okay. I can roll a flat d20 until my character sheet is filled. And then I'll add the modifiers.
Oh. It's a nat 20, huh?
I wasted them all in the test in the beginning.
You fall to your knees as just absolute pain and agony rack through your body. And you start throwing up just out of pure disgust of what's happening to Mother Nature around you. And you start running. You gain your feet and you are just hightailing it out of here. You need to get the fuck out of here. It is the most sacrilegious place you have ever been to. Everything about it is wrong. And you just don't look back and start running. All right. We are going to do previously on the Dying Kingdom. And I would love somebody to tell us what happened last episode.
Nathan.
I
Doing
think
anything?
I've taken this on. So we started out
Dang.
last episode opening up in a valley where a knight of some kind looked like an older gentleman was surrounded by undead. Kiri, of course, ran headlong forward or snuck a little bit around and basically started us into a fight. We end up fighting these zombies, a couple zombies, a couple ghouls or whatever they were. There was one special one that looked a little different. He actually looked like the half orc boy that was killed by the guards that Carver had a brief interaction with. Um, we end up killing those zombies and the undead, and as part of that, basically the half orc boy was last, and he and Carver had a moment where Carver tried to get him back to basically some kind of human state or some kind of non undead state. They fought, and Carver eventually had to put him down because the boy couldn't come back. And so it was a pretty heart wrenching moment for Carver to be able to start facing that, to face what could have happened to him. The gentleman introduced himself as Sir Edvard and was and is a knight protector. He said that he was sent here, wouldn't tell us why, but said he was sent here and then asked Amara to come forward and pretty much bagged on us for a few minutes about how unprepared and awful we were. Getting pretty used to that at some point. Amara said some smart comments. I think she really grew as a person last episode. I want to throw that into the official notes. So Rich did a good job of playing Amara's character as far as what he thought she would do, and it actually went pretty well. Sir Edvard gave Amara a compass. Looked kind of broken, to be honest with you. It was just kind of spinning and not doing anything. He said he didn't know why, said he didn't know how. He had been given that and answered some questions for us. Basically said that the overprotector was a demon, if I remember correctly, and was surrounded by demons and necromancers and basically evil, and had brought all of the night protectors into hiding, where they were basically hiding wherever they could. He answered a few more questions about us, basically still just called us unprepared and how he couldn't believe that we'd actually been asked by his guide to help. He gave Amara a sending stone and told her, or Kiri, I'm sorry, he gave Amara the compass and gave Kiri a sending stone, saying that he thought she had what it took to be a night protector, and when she was ready to call his name and he would come get her, and basically become and start training or whatever. So after that, we started following the compass. The compass led us north, which is the way we're going anyway. We probably went the day and then stopped by a well that night. I think we actually slept. Rich, am I remember that correctly? We actually slept? No, we didn't. Never mind. We went to sleep, and our friend Kiri got got nosy and had to go over and look inside the well. There's a little well that we're sitting beside. Had to go and look beside the well, and that of course triggered a treant, dryad, or some kind of tree beast to come and start attacking us. We fought it and barely survived once again, and finally put it down, and then basically went down in the hole of the well just to see what's there. Kiri was dead set on seeing whatever's down in this well. Went down there and eventually made our way, all four of us down in there, because there was a passageway off to the side after kind of working out a trap with a plunger and the water going down. And we actually all of us went into the cavern. And as we're coming in, we actually comes into what is a bigger cavern at the time. We smelled blood, and there was a light off in the distance. So we knew somebody else or something else had been in there. How'd that go?
I think it went great.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. So before we get into episode 6 here, I wanted to mention divine favor. A divine favor is if you like the stream or anything you want and you throw bits, the players, when we get up to the end of the bar, they get some divine favor by their god, whether it's a reroll, a nat 20, a bunch of cool kind of things. And there's been some near TKs already. So I know that these divine favors have definitely saved their lives. So I'm going to do you guys my pride divine favor, because I only have bits. That's all I have left right now. But I love you all and thank you for playing. So here we are. We are jumping into episode 6, A Royal Cage. So, Abby, Amar,
Yes.
you were absent last.
Yes.
And the other players had met a Night Protector, which is a pretty fucking big deal.
Yeah.
I wanted to give you the chance, if you wanted to speak with Sir Edward, to do that. We're gonna just like go back in time and have Amara and everybody there. If you wanted to have ask him anything.
Let's see. So so during the past thing, I'm guessing, did he approach Amara personally and be like, "What the fuck you doing? Throwing necrotic energy all over the place?" Because it's kind of sounded like that a little bit during the recap. No, it was just like a group thing.
Group thing.
He was basically like, "We're inept."
Okay. And was I appropriately sassy and was like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We were just trying to save our asses. What do you think? Are you very skilled or experienced in fighting these weird skeleton people? What? I'm guessing that was...
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and he let you know that you have no idea what you are dealing with, what you are up against. And he does not understand how Heronius or the gods could pick you.
Yeah,
specifically?
He had been kind of
You
like
all.
sensing our alignments and was like, looked at Lyceum and was like, okay, you're neutral. Like, what are you even doing here? Carver was off punching a tree because he was upset. And
Yeah, didn't even
he
deal with them.
He looked at Kiri and he was kind of like, ooh, wait, it's not you? Damn it. And then he looked at Amar and was like, oh, it's you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was very rude. Very rude.
I don't have anything to say except Amara would have said something sassy like, oh, yeah, you bet it's me. Bet it's me. That, and then when he gave her the weird compass, would have been like, thank you for the broken compass. You're just so generous. But she would have probably, during this interaction, wouldn't have asked questions, but would have really turned her crazy up a couple of notches.
Nice.
Anybody who she's not, she would have probably started like muttering to herself or been like, oh, but I'm not sure if I trust you. You have an aura about you. Very odd. Would you like your cards told? But
I
yeah.
don't believe in that magic. Whatever walking away he did, times whatever you're doing to him, he is just like muttering to himself and swearing. As this group has kind of like just snubbed a fucking Night Protector, the guardian of this tear.
Yeah, Carver kind of called him a coward because he wasn't willing to fight the Overking.
Oh.
Yes. So we're going to back it up just a little bit because we had a change of characters and we want to give Kiri a proper send-off. So we are dropping down where you have just got to the bottom of the well. You have figured out the mechanism. You're pretty confident you can get back up it if you needed to and get back down, no problem. And as you're at the bottom of the well, you all hear what sounds like horses' hooves. Not just one, not just two, but almost like a cavalry of horses. And Carrie perks up, and her eyes just light up. Says, I haven't heard that noise in forever. And Laura, I'm sorry, I can't do a good impression of Carrie. And then you hear a call on a trumpet. And Carrie stands up straight and says, Paula, my company. Those were the people I battled with in 10th. Come, we can't just leave them. Come.
We're all hear this?
Yeah. And Vespera, you hear this as you're running. You're running into this beautiful wooded, secluded area, and you all of a sudden hear hoof beats and and the horns blowing of a cavalry coming through.
I will definitely run towards it, but not in sight.
Sure. And Kiri says, I have to see if they need me. I abandoned them once.
Well,
This
okay.
is probably a trap.
Will you come up?
How else
to the
would
well?
they? There's no horses down here.
I must go see. And Kiri just starts climbing up the well.
I follow her
Oh,
immediately.
it's coming from up above us.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Never mind then.
There's hooves in the well.
In the well.
Well, that's why I was confused.
It's Pennywise.
And
We all flip
Kiri
down here.
gets to the top of the well, and she stands straight and prouder than you've ever seen. And you've been traveling with her for a week, 2 weeks now, and you watch as she breathes and has a moment where her self-confidence just shits itself and goes to the ground. And she picks herself up and she looks and she salutes. And people keep on riding by until one driver from the back makes a loop and slows down and trots over to Carrie and says, "You're a warrior. Who do you fight for?" And Carrie replies, "For freedom." And he says, "We could use a warrior like you. This is a call to arms for Almor. Commandant Olsen. I can't say it, and I'm so sorry, my Greyhawk fans, because I know this is a big deal.
Have we
He's
gotten up to
calling.
the top yet?
You can hear this, absolutely, if you want.
I mean, are we up out of the well now?
Do you want to be?
I feel like Carver would have just like hand over hand climbed out of the well after her.
Okay. And Carrie says, "Well, what are we fighting for? What is this all about?" And he looks down at her, says, "It's about the Overking and his yearn for power. Where did you fight?" And Carrie looks down and quietly says, "10th. And she looks at him pleadingly and says, "Let me redeem myself. Let me come with you. Take me to Almor."
Kiri, are you leaving us?
No, I'm not leaving you. But everything here has been so messed up, and I don't think you understand what happened to me. What happened to me in Stonefist. When I watched all the people around me, all the people I trained with side by side, die, and I was powerless. I could do nothing.
So you would leave us to die?
You're just going down a well.
We're not gonna die without you. And I turn to Lyceum. Stop being so dramatic. I kind of eye him very like,
He has a point.
Lyceum turns around and walks off.
fuck.
Laura's gonna hate the shit when she comes back. And,
Hi, Laura.
and Carrie says, "I'm sorry."
Don't be sorry. You gotta do what you gotta do. Lyceum is just yes.
Listen, I won't fight. I won't die. I'll find out what it's about, and I'll come and get you if it's a worthy cause. I will find you.
What?
You know that you know what you have to do. If this is where you need to be, this is where you need.
Carver?
He's just speechless. He has no idea what to say in this situation.
I know I just met you, but you're all seem like good friends to me, except Lyceum, who just ran away and didn't even say goodbye. I will come find you. I will not die. I will not fight. I will find if this Almor is a worthy cause, and perhaps it can be my redemption.
Again, you know what you have to do.
if
Any
that
of them.
is where fate is leading you.
We'll deal with
And-
Lyceum. He's been going through a hard time.
See if you can't get him sane again, no?
We'll try. And I kind of smile extra big. I'm very good at getting people's heads on right.
He's
He's
just
smart.
being a baby. He'll get over it.
I will find you, my friends. I will find out what this Commandant Osan is about and whether his cause is worthy.
Does that name ring a bell to any of us?
Roll a 20 if you want to.
Like history or something?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
Ooh.
18.
Woo. You've heard the name, and you've heard he's had quite a skill, but you didn't hear anything about him being like prominent in any kind of fights or anything. He was kind of a backseat warrior, so it's a little bit interesting, what brought him out of his little abode there.
Yeah, so he's gonna ask the guy talking to Carrie, like, what brought this guy to the front lines.
Ivid.
Y-
Ivid is
y-
seeking to take over everything, to take away our freedom, to kill anybody that disagrees.
That's how he's always run things.
But now he's starting to become aggressive. He's gotten annoyed at Stonefist, the blood that was shed.
Oh, by the way, I just found out this yesterday, but he's undead. At least that's what I hear.
It wouldn't surprise
Watch yourself.
anyone that deals with demons. Their life is not worth.
Why does everyone else know that he deals with demons except me?
Pray that you forget and keep yourself alive. And he goes to Carrie. Come, we must go. And Carrie hugs Carver and hugs Amara at the letter, like that awkward, like pat. And she says, "Please tell I see him. I'll be back."
When she hugs him, he just kind of like pats her face. Like,
She pats her face.
Half-orc traditions.
She jumps up, and the horse again circles back around and starts to join the rest of the horses going, the group of horses.
Be safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
She waves. Vespara, while you're sneaking up on this, you notice this distracted human looking quite dour and little emo walking away from a party.
I hesitantly, like, I don't know if I want to step out to say hello, but I kind of just like tread along the side for a little bit as she's walking.
You hear him muttering to himself.
No, I don't. I'm not ready. I'm like, this is the first human. I'm still queasy from whatever I just saw. No.
And he
I
looks
wanna-
like he's
I
had the
don't- I don't
worst
wanna
day
follow her.
ever. Yeah.
Carver looks over at Amara as Carrie rides away and goes, "Well, she's dead."
Hopefully not. We'll see. Or maybe we won't see. Either way, that's where she felt she was needed. And I kind of looked at him and I'm like, well, I can't fault her for that. Okay, where did Crazy Pants go?
Hey, you over there, come on.
I'm not sure that he would even kind of pay attention. I think he would have walked away just out of earshot. Probably not too far away, but probably into the trees a little bit so he didn't have to see her go.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Gaspar, you see a tear roll down this human's face,
Probably more than one.
and you have a flashback. You see him crying, and you close your eyes for a second, and you see yourself as a young half elf, and you're in town, and all the kids are making fun of you, and your pointy ears, pointy ears. What was your mommy, a pointed ear whore? And they started throwing things at you and throwing sticks and said, maybe you can pierce your ears with these sticks. And you remember the tears rolling down your cheeks as you felt all alone in the town square and nobody coming to help you. And this human in front of you with a tear reminds you of this.
I slowly come up to them, and I very carefully, I'm like, tap on the shoulder, and I'm like, are you okay?
So I think he immediately jumps and yells out and screams out a childlike scream. What? What are you doing?
I was already hiding here, and you just kind of came in here, and I noticed you were upset, and maybe you needed help. I know what it's like to cry, so like if
At hearing the scream, I feel like Amara is immediately gonna turn towards Lyceum's scream and just kind of like run towards where he is, because with her like staff held out, and then sees the half elf like, what's going on here?
I don't know.
Carver
She's
would
in
have
the woods.
followed too.
oh, okay, there are more of you here. He was in the forest and sad, and so I thought he needed help.
Who are you?
My name is Vespera.
I didn't ask your name. I said, who are you?
Oh, Carver, don't be so hard on her. She's just trying to help. And I kind of go up to her. I'm like, you said your name's Vesper. You just saw that he was crying and wanted to help? Look at her.
Yeah.
And I kind of like frame her face and point her towards Carver and Lyceum. How can you not trust this face? Oh my goodness. I am so sorry, dear. Did we scare you? We didn't mean to scare you.
Yes, I did.
I mean, he's Carver. Carver is a little scary, but I'm not scared. It's been a while since I've talked to people, and I was running away from something really, really bad. So, yeah.
Like you killed people and you're running away from that.
No, I didn't kill them. There were a lot of dead people, but they were burned forests, and just everything was really bad and destroyed, and the people's faces were sunken in. It was just not. It was
She saw what we saw.
You've seen the desolation then.
Yeah, that's definitely something you could call it.
Yeah, we came from there earlier today.
Oh, that's not a good place.
No, you're right. Yeah, not a good place.
Lyceum, please give me a wisdom challenge roll
Shit.
as you have memories of the desolation now that you're speaking it out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
But unfortunately, it's at disadvantage.
Oh no. Oh no. 17 to a 3.
For those playing at home, that's a 4 minus 1 for my wisdom is a 3.
Oh.
And Lyceum is rolling at disadvantage because he severely failed a very important will save in this desolation, and he had some incredibly terrible flashbacks. So, Lyceum, you drop to your knees mid-conversation, and you search on your body, looking for the remember of your sister, looking for anything to remind you of her, and close your eyes and you see your sister's face. You see it in front of you, and then it crumbles to ash, and you try and recall it, and you can't see her face anymore. You forgot what it looks like. You hear her voice saying, "Siam, don't forget me. Siam."
And
And your eyes open.
I think you all would find him patting his like all his pockets and everything. He's trying to find that what he thinks is the signet ring, and can't find it. He's going through every one of his pockets. He's dumping out everything he possibly can on the ground, frantic. I mean, just completely frantic to find what he had shown you all was the signet ring. And at this point in time, can't. And he keeps calling out. He keeps kind of saying, "Dharma, why'd you leave? You always leave. You always leave when I need you. I needed you here and you left me again. I needed you. Where are you?"
Here we go again.
I crouch down towards eye level. Lyceum, does he acknowledge me at all?
No. He's until he finds what he's looking for, that signet or that stone. He's not gonna.
Respond to anything?
Yeah, probably not.
Just leave him be for right now.
Well, I wasn't gonna go near him.
So once he goes through his stuff, if he does he find the rock?
He does find the rock.
Okay. Once he finds the pebble, he kind of puts it in his hand and rubbing it through each one of his fingers, as a tactile, almost like a tactile thing. And slowly, you can still hear him saying, "Tarma, why'd you leave? Why'd you leave?" Like that. But he calms down.
Lyceum, can you tell us where you are?
Yeah, I'm in a forest. Why?
All right. And who's with you?
Well, you are Amara and Carver and Tarma. No, Tarma. No, Kiri. No, I don't. Are you? I don't know.
Carrie just left. She had to go and she had to do, but that's okay. That was really. She said bye, by the way, and that she would be back with information. But right now, we're here in the forest, and we have a new friend.
I don't need a new friend. I need my sister.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have your sister.
Then why are you talking to me?
Wow.
You can kind of see Amara's face go a little bit cold. I'm not quite sure anymore, actually. Okay. She kind of stands up and backs off. All right. Well, are we going down to the well?
We still haven't vetted this person.
The well? You call me a friend?
They did, not me.
I get it, Carver. You're gonna be the one that's a challenge. I'm okay with that. You can have your walls up. We all do somehow. But you call me a friend?
Yes, my dear.
Okay. What are you doing at the well?
We went and we smelled blood, and we saw a torch or something. And I kind of turned to both Lyceum and Carver. I'm not quite sure why we were going down the well.
The compass.
Shh.
Oh,
She doesn't need to know our business.
Do you think she couldn't just follow us down? Do you plan on killing her?
Maybe. I haven't decided yet.
Nobody's killing anybody right now.
Maybe you don't get that decision.
Listen,
I would
buddy.
prefer not to be killed.
Then prove you have some worth to us.
Well, I can be useful, but I kind of would like to ask you something. You haven't burned down the forest, right?
Did you?
No. Why would I ever do such a thing? I'm trying to protect it and grow it. I just want to live in peace with nature. I don't want to kill anything.
Do I believe this, Danny? Should I roll an insight check?
You can roll an insight check, yeah.
15.
Too innocent for this world, too pure.
Yeah, she's not bullshitting you. You think she's sincere.
Great, another milksop.
What? I'm tough. I can be tough.
My dear, do you mind if we just discuss something for a second? We'll get right back to you, but I want to try to,
Of course. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not lying. I would like friends. I don't want to. Don't want to destroy nature. I can help you if you need help because friends help each other. So yeah, go talk to them. Be nice to Carver.
Oh, Carver, somebody just said to be nice to you.
I immediately turn to both of you and I say, she's too soft.
Yeah,
I don't want her going with us.
Well, she can be of use for as long as she can.
There's not, as you know, there's not a lot of innocence in this world that is unsullied. Her intentions seem pure, and I would hate to be part of the group that makes her see reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She has a... Good.
It's amazing how your perspective changes in a couple days.
The sooner she sees reality, the better her chances are of survival.
Let her come. We'll see what happens.
All right,
Did
I
you
will
all
not
turn
be.
your back at me?
We're kind of.
No, I have
a-
not turned my back on you.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
While you guys are talking, I used wild shape and I turned into a mountain lion and I just curled up.
Oh,
Oh. And I turned back. I was like, just so the record's straight, I will not be responsible for what happens to her.
right. Ask her if she can turn into a raven. Right.
Vespera,
Yeah.
can you turn into a raven?
No, right now this is my only form, but I am pretty good at talking to other animals.
And I turn and I'm like, you heard that, right?
Yeah. It's a bummer.
Yeah. Well, you can only have so much. I turn to Vespera. Okay, you will definitely be able to go with us. I just wanted to forewarn you, this is not exactly, we haven't had happy things happen to us. It will probably be dangerous. And you might die. In fact, you most certainly probably will die, as will we all.
I mean, that's the grand scheme of life. Death is inevitable, but people have brought in a lot of dangerous things into the forest too. So I know I haven't been around a lot of people, and that's my choice. But I've been told I need to reacquaint myself with you guys so I can handle danger. And I mean, I have this form, and I can be very quiet, or I can hit things kind of hard if I need to.
All right, if we're all in agreement, let's go in a well. And you can tell that Amara is like friendly to Vespera, but there's also a not genuineness. You know how sometimes you talk to people and they're just kind of like nice to everybody, but you never really see their real side. You never really feel close to them. She's like making a barrier of just like, all right, let's go. Now you're part of the group. Yee.
I'm still in awe that you called me a friend, but like I know that these don't come easy, so I'm like just going to assume someone's gonna kick me away soon. So I'm like, okay.
See, this is hard role playing because as like a person, I just want to give your character a big hug and be like, "You tiny baby, of course we love you." Okay.
So you're all going down the well with
Going
your new
down.
friend?
I guess.
All right. Vespera, you see that they figured out this mechanism, how to get down this well. You see a giant 3 limbs creature dead next to the well, and you're thinking you love trees, you love Mother Nature, and that just doesn't look right. And then you notice there's blood all over some of the sticks, and actually quite a bit of blood.
Guys, was this here when you first got to the well?
Don't worry, we killed it.
Ah! What was it in? Was it? Did it endanger you? Did it do something to you?
Yeah, it attacked us.
I mean, was it defending its place, or did it attack you maliciously?
It was
Did it
either
say?
it was either we're dead or it's dead. So
This is a well. It is no plant's natural place.
I am so morally conflicted, but I want friends. So okay, I guess you had no choice. So okay, if it was really that bad, you had to protect yourself. Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to the group.
it's going to be so fucking hard role playing with you, this character.
It's going to be an affrontation to all like you stand for. You're going to want to smack her. I can't wait for that smack.
You gotta learn somehow. Fuck. Okay. Well,
Well time. You all make it down the well, showing Vespara the secrets of getting down gracefully, and you make it in one piece. The second you get down, your nostrils are greeted with that sense of fresh blood, and you continue on a little bit, and you find a dead rat the size of like a small dog in the well. And you realize that's a lot of where the rotting carcass smell is coming from. And you can see a light in the distance.
Can we look to see how it was killed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like bites from another animal.
How
The-
fresh is the corpse?
A couple days old. It's not freshly killed. It definitely has a scent, and it's definitely the fur is starting to sink in on this nasty ass rat. Ohio River rat.
yep.
Carver's just gonna squish it a little bit more with his mace to make sure that it doesn't come back.
It's dead. It's dead. It's dead. You don't have to do that. Why?
We've dealt with the undead before, so
are the undead
I'm making
here?
sure it stays dead.
Oh, that would be bad.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, you had to do that.
And there is a light ahead of you, guys.
I kind of turned my head to Raven. You want to look ahead for us?
No. I will.
You totally should.
All right.
Thanks. You're the
it-
best.
Flies forward, and you see what it sees. It gets closer to this light, and it looks like a brazier from a distance full of fire. As you get closer, Amara, you, with the knowledge of the arcane and casting spells, realize it's an arcane light. It's definitely not actual fire. and in front of you, you see a grate um, with light flickering through it. It's like one of the sewer grate, almost like we pulled down. It's
Mhm.
metal.
And just so
framed.
you know, Vespera, so when the raven kind of goes off, Amara stops and her face kind of goes slack and her eyes glaze over kind of like a milky white because she's able to see like what the raven's seeing. So there's a grate and that's
Yes.
where the light's coming from.
And you see lights coming on the other side of the grate. And you see a green glow. But you hear, all right, that's all I got.
All right, so I know I kind of turn to everybody. Light's coming from a grate up ahead. It's a greenish light and definitely arcane in nature. That's what I got. Or
How
that's what.
far away is the light?
Hey, 40 feet?
40 feet?
Yeah.
Carver's gonna try to sense the undead.
How far away does your sense the undead go?
60 feet.
Okay. You do not sense any undead.
Oh, okay, then no undead here. No metagaming here. Nope.
Well, he would have said that.
Well,
Let's proceed with caution.
Yeah, Lyceum has his hand crossbow out and is kind of walking the side of the group just a little bit.
Who's
just
going
ahead
first?
with my staff. I can go first. I don't care. Amara doesn't
Okay.
give a shit.
All right. Amara marches up there, the 40 feet to the grate. And it is a sewer grate, and there's actually a light on the outside of it, which is a magical torch, as you sense. Do you want to give me an arcane knowledge roll, please?
Sure.
Okay. All you kind of sense is you think this is a pretty good spell. This isn't any amateur cantrip. This is something pretty good. And you can actually see through the grate, and you see it looks like a room. You can't see details, but you do see more of these torches lined up on a nice. Looks like there's stone all throughout it. It's not, it's not cement material. It is nice inlaid stone, and awesome. And you see also on the other side a green light coming from a wall it's coming from the left-hand side, but you just can't quite make it out without sticking your head in. And Vespara, you realize this is really old magic. This is some powerful stuff. This spell has been here for a very long time, these light spells.
I'm going to reiterate that last week you had also mentioned that once we got down into the well that the compass had warmed back up and was like had come back to life. So I don't know if that.
I kind of glance down at the compass then, if I have it.
The compass is warming to your tongue.
It's warm. I kind of lean it towards the grate with my hand. Does it get warmer?
It does.
You have to go in the grate.
That's really old magic. Really old.
It seems super. Yeah, this isn't a regular, just amateur trick.
You should be careful.
Lyceum wants to look for a lever on the wall for the grate. Anything he can find around where the grate is or along the wall that would trigger the grate.
Sure. You look around and you see a lever. It doesn't actually look very complicated.
I basically go and stand by it and kind of look at you all and go, tell me when.
Carver's looking back the way they came just to make sure no one sneaks up on them from behind.
I take a step back. Vespera, you good?
Yep. And she back into panther form. And I'm like, okay, got it.
All right. So Lyceum trips the lever and then steps back a few feet along the wall.
Okay. Lyceum, you had to put some strength into it. This is an old lever, and you can actually see that it's been damaged on the outside, but it's not a lot. And you go, and after a while, the sewer grate, it's not really a sewer grate, but it looks like one, goes up. And you open into a room. I'm gonna load you into roll 20. I am not good at fog of war, so you guys are gonna roll in on this left-hand side. And you cannot see this whole area, but I'm still learning roll 20 here. On
Oh
this.
shit!
20 is an adventure.
Okay.
So we're at the bottom left-hand corner of this.
Yes.
All right.
And what you see when you walk in is an octagon, I think that's the right term, room. It's very nice stone. Like it's not shit stone. It's good quality. And you see another magical brazier. What are you see something glowing from the wall. What are you doing?
Point of order. I can't get my token on there.
What?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to show up very well.
Oh, probably because I'm on the wrong layer. Hold on. Still learning. Oh. I do not know why. I can see you guys. I'm so sorry. I'll have to figure that out. Can you see yourselves at all?
Okay, so I see that I'm on there, but I have no clue. No, I can't find myself.
Only when I drag myself can I see myself.
I see a big black screen.
I don't think I see myself unless I zoom in.
Well, you guys can just beat me where you are then. Jess, you don't see any of this?
Nope. It's all black to me.
Are you scrolled in on the map? Maybe over on the dark on the black pieces on the map.
Yeah, look at the
Oh yeah, if you scroll out.
the scroll bar at the bottom. You might be scrolled too far to one direction.
I mean, I'm fully scrolled out, and the whole thing is just a black rectangle.
Ooh.
All right. We'll definitely take a break in a little bit and figure that one out. But for right now, we'll just play it from
Can imagine it.
yes, imagine in our head.
Theater of the mind.
And Jess, if you look at the Twitch stream, you should be able to see it at least on Twitch, so you have an idea of what we're looking at there.
Oh, there's 20 of me. That's crazy. I can see myself on the Twitch screen.
That is weird.
My bad.
All right, so you enter this room. What are we doing?
You said there's a light source.
Yes.
I'm just going to try to get a feel of the room to see if there's anything potentially dangerous, any traps.
Abby, what you notice, Amara notices as she's looking around, she looked back at the door, and with a 15, the door looked like it wasn't meant, it was meant to open from the outside, but that the inside couldn't get in, that there was no lever or way to open this door if you were inside of it.
Are we all inside right now?
Yes.
I turned to somebody. I was like, somebody stay outside, or we need to find a way to keep this door open from the inside. Now. As I go.
Yeah, I pounce at the door. I got it. I can do it.
I kind of look around. Is there any like big either rocks or like pieces of wood or something we can use to prop this door, so if it starts closing, it'll stop it from closing all the way?
Yeah, you can find a loose rock. That won't be a problem.
Okay. It's like, help me.
Yeah.
So we don't get trapped in here.
I think Carver would have gone back out into the cavern, found the biggest rock he could, and just like lugged it back and just prop it in the doorway.
Yeah.
You prop a rock in the doorway, no problem.
Like a boulder.
A giant boulder.
Covers a bit.
It's not a boulder.
Now that you feel safe inside, the green light getting your attention. And I'm sorry, I'm looking at chat too, because apparently you're on the GM layer and I don't know how to fix that. So as soon as I can figure that part out, I will on roll 20. There's a green light on the wall.
Were you listening to Typo Negative when you came up with this room?
Oh my gosh. Black number 1 is always in my head. Trust me. Christian woman.
If nobody else will walk over there, Lyceum will start to walk that way and see what this green thing is.
Sure.
If
Please be
Lyceum starts to
careful.
walk over, I'm gonna start walking over too.
Lyceum, what you see on the wall, it's almost like it's a shaft. You see, looks like a metal shaft, and this great putrid orb in the middle of a sphere, and it's got this thickly green color that's swirling, and around the orb are little skulls all around it, kind of like a encasing, like if you had a diamond band and you had beautiful jewels around it. There are little small skulls surrounding this sphere.
Sorry.
Why was that the thing that set us off?
I didn't say shaft.
You
No.
totally said metal shaft.
Oh, did I?
Shut your mouth. I'm just talking about Shaft.
All right, so it is. Sorry. Does it look like it could be taken from its place? The apparatus.
Yes.
Why not? I'm already crazy.
Lyceum.
I go to reach for it.
Lyceum. I just try to stop him.
No.
Do
Maybe
these
not.
do these skulls remind me of the skull symbol for Ayus?
No, not particularly.
And I'm
But
still
they're-
not getting any sense of like undead around here.
You still are not. No.
Okay.
And Lyceum, you go to reach and put your hands on the shaft of this sphere, and you go to lift it, and you hear, what?
I as soon as I hear the clicks,
Mhm.
I immediately start looking around and I kind of drop it back in its place and immediately start looking around.
Okay.
Assuming there's a trap of some kind.
Before you get the chance to, poison tip arrows shoot from like loaded tubes on the walls, and you have just set off a poison arrow trap as you
Great.
see one flying right towards you.
Of course he did.
I'm trying to see here. So
A
Alright.
ninja
everybody-
kick it out of the air.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You're the rogue. You're supposed to check for traps.
This is how I check for traps. Yeah, there's a trap. It's a trap.
Thank
So
you
it
for
is gonna-
that.
Each of you is going to get a dart that's flying towards you.
Dex save then?
So it
Try to
actually
dodge.
makes an attack at a +8 bonus.
What?
Excuse me?
Jesus.
Yeah. So hold on, I'm gonna roll my little thing here.
Son of a bitch.
Even the walls. are
Amara,
falling
that
down?
one's for you.
Oh,
Yeah, that hits. With how much damage?
Or that one's
No, this is all the hits.
for you. So that hit. Oh my science!
Fuck.
Those rolls.
Okay, so we have
The
nothing under a 20. That's nice to see that the walls hate us too. Okay.
Okay. So
Feel
wait,
that.
who's getting hit by what?
you're all getting hit.
Everyone.
Lyceum there just let out poison arrow traps. So these darts are all flying towards you as you reaches for this sphere. And you are all going to take 2d4 points of damage. So we'll do it in the same order as I just did for hit.
Shenanigans.
What was the order? I didn't.
Was it Mara, Lyceum, Carver, and then
Oh,
Vespara?
great. So I get to 7.
Yeah, I get a 7 too.
And can everybody please make a Constitution saving throw for me as well?
God damn it. God damn it!
Ha! Carver's got constitution for days.
That's
It's,
a 7 for Lyceum.
That's
That's
a-
a 7 for Lyceum.
That's a 4 for Amara.
All right, so everybody that didn't make it is going to take an extra 1d4 worth of poison damage. And we're just going to roll it once. Say you're going to take an extra 2 points damage. But Lyceum successfully has this hideous looking orb in his hand.
I kind of turn to Lyceum as I pull the arrow out that's sticking out of my neck. Don't just touch things next time, please.
Noted.
Was that worth it to grab hold of the shiny thing?
You didn't have to touch the shaft. Didn't I tell you to be careful? That hurt.
Thanks.
Elta
thank you.
Rogue noob.
So basically, now that he's taken it, he wants to go ahead and take a look at what it actually is.
Sure. It's exactly as you described. As you hold it, it's not nearly as heavy as you thought it was going to be, and you're realizing the material is almost designed to look fancy and good quality, but it's not that great a quality. And you like shake it a little bit, and you hear like a little in the like sheet, like something would be shaking off in the middle of it.
Lyceum, I guess he probably goes to the back corner where no one else is and just busts it up against the wall.
What did I say? God damn it, Lyceum.
He will make sure there's no piece of this thing surviving. He just, if it doesn't crack the first time, he just continues to beat the crap out of this thing until it's no more.
I was about to say, can I go up in while he's doing this and try to grab it from him?
Absolutely. You guys want to have a deck standoff?
Deck standoff. I'm in if you're in.
Whatever.
Would it be saving throw or just a dex?
I think Dex versus Dex versus Dex.
He's still,
Oh fuck!
All you gotta do is beat a 1.
Oh.
uh-oh. Let's see.
Wow.
You beat
So
it.
it's just like,
So Mark comes over.
I was about to say, I'd say, Lyceum, damn it, Lyceum, and I kind of try to lunge for him. I trip. I kind of like stumble into him, but as I'm reaching for it, I just totally miss it, and I end up falling right next to him.
I'll say that you actually end up falling in front of me, right where I'm trying to bash this thing, and it takes me back. Because I'm trying to bash at it, you actually go to grab it and kind of miss in front of me. And so I'm about to swing it down. I'm like,
I kind of stay there. I'm looking up at it. I'm like,
And then Lyceum, kind of the fit goes over him. He just puts it down, brushes himself off, and walks away.
mm-hmm. Cool down, big boy.
Carver's like right there. He's like, what's your problem?
Don't speak to me. Just don't.
He grabs him by the shirt and is like, listen, I'll
If you-
speak to you when I want to speak to you.
That's fine. And Lyceum has his dagger in his hand.
No.
Whoa.
No,
I'm not gonna even
Jesus.
have to kill the party. They're gonna have to kill themselves. Like,
guys. But no,
He
I
just,
just.
lets go. Is like, you're not even worth it.
Oh, Carver's still good. He's okay.
Lyceum
do you guys-
slowly puts the dagger back behind his belt.
All right, we done here? Let's figure out what this is.
Shit.
Would it be another investigation to see what this thing is? Because I don't know how far Lyceum's kind of destroyed
Yeah.
whatever this is.
that's perfect.
Investigation.
I
Let's see.
slowly want to tiptoe my way, like I was off on the side, and I'm like, these guys are being so mean.
Mar, you determined the same thing. It's kind of like a it's nothing special. It's made to look like it is, but it's just kind of a representation of something. Could you give me an arcana?
Mm-hmm. Also, I have the compass on me as well.
Perfect.
Is it doing any? Seriously?
It's not doing anything special. And you can feel it. There's some kind of magic attached to this, but really don't know what kind.
At this point, I've tipped up to the party and like trying to peep over the shoulder and see what it is. Can I look at it?
Something magical, but the material is shit. It almost looks like some kind of symbol, like it's a representation of something, but I'm not getting a good read.
Oh, magic things are hard to read. Can I roll for it?
I kind of hand it over. You know what?
Yeah, sure.
Take it.
Do you want me to do investigation first or just straight arcana?
No, if you want to do straight arcana, that would be perfect.
Hell yeah.
You don't know. You can sense a slight magic too. And you're thinking illusion in your head, like some kind of school of just trickery.
Whatever this is, it's not going to provide. It's like illusions. Like it's going to be tricky. It might be fooling us. Do you think it's active now?
Could be. I kind of hold the compass and I start kind of tentatively walking around the room.
Sure.
Is there any places where it's hotter, or it spins out, or is it all kind of, I don't know, consistent?
The further you go into the room, the will get slightly warmer. It's not like the thing is burning on fire, and you don't know if it's just your hands like creating the heat or the such, but you definitely think it is getting warmer as you move forward.
Well, do you want to continue on? I'm kind of curious.
So we're still in this first room, right?
Do you know what that compass is for?
Apparently a really powerful, what are they called? Guard, strong guy.
Night
He
Protector
made fun of us.
gave it to her.
Night Protector, that's it. He said that we were all shitty people, and then he gave us. So
You think this will guide you in the right direction?
It's guiding us in some direction.
Okay.
Lyceum?
He's just going to make a crack. He basically wants to go ahead and push forward. You ready to go forward? And he's addressing you specifically.
Yeah.
You have the compass.
Let's go. Yeah. I kind of start walking forward.
All right. I know that Josh, Winged Horizon, is trying to give me some tips on chat on how to fix this thing. During our break, we'll definitely go in there and fix it. But if you just want to ping on the map where you're moving to, how far you're going in.
Okay.
Going.
Here. I want to start. I'm going to start going down these stairs, I think. So maybe into this hallway.
Perfect.
Carver's gonna push up quickly to Amara. While the whole time she was doing the thing with the orb, he's actually been staring at Lyceum, trying to like figure out what's going on with him. So he kind of like moves up and like whispers to Amara, like, Lyceum has been weepy before, but never combative. I think there's actually something wrong with him.
Oh.
And Lyceum's standing in the doorway of the next room and is looking back pretty impatiently. Like, we ready?
Yeah, we're coming. I kind of turn my head to Carver and I nod a little bit. Yeah, no. So I don't see there's anything we can do now. All right, let's head forward. I kind of go up to Lyceum. Is there anything weird happening with the compass as we kind of walk into this door hallway thingy?
Just getting, it's still just getting slightly warm. Nothing is overwhelming. And as you walk into the doorway, and you come into what looks like a kitchen area. You see a stove and a table. Can you move those characters now?
Where characters be?
I am not good
don't
with
know.
Roll20. I am working on this.
I can find myself. Like I know where my token is. I just can't see it.
That's so fucked up. Okay, I'm gonna get some help. But so you
Yeah.
are in a. It looks like a kitchen area, and there's a table there, and you see some barrels.
Oh, like right over here.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. I
So-
kind of wanted. Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it. Go for it. You're fine.
Okay, I just wanted to kind of slightly open up one of the barrels and see what's inside, very tentatively.
It is dry, but when you open it, you get the distinct smell of like old fermented wine that these possibly held wine at one point, but there's dust all over them. And struggle a little bit when you open it.
Ew. Aw. So it seems either somebody was living, or somebody needed to like make food or something down here in a well, which is
The door was locked from the outside. This is a prison.
That's not good. Who would huh? I guess a prison in a well is kind of a good setup.
Either this was something the Night Protectors imprisoned, or this is a imprisoned Night Protector.
Lyceum looks over at Vespara and says, "Do you know the area?"
This is a little outside my range. I was told to explore.
Let's go forward. Nothing to be gained here.
Let's be careful.
And
I'm sticking close to Lyceum at this.
Lyceum will actually wait till we're at the bottom of the stairs on the right, kind of go up by himself.
I'm right behind him. I am sticking close to you because
So you're going up to check out those coffins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll basically wait on the stairs for everybody and then kind of get to a stopping point. I don't want to get strung out in here.
Yeah.
And then when we're all kind of down at the bottom or whatever, I'll start to move up.
right next to him. Right next to him.
Okay. What do you do when how are you going up there, Lyceum?
Lyceum will look toward the left. He's not going to go straight in the middle. He's going to go toward the left. He notices that the dark discoloration, wants to see if that is blood and if it's recent.
Can you give me an investigation, please?
Well, sure.
Well, thank you. Okay. It is indeed dried blood. And it looks very old, but there was so much of it that like there's layers upon layers. And you see bones just haphazardly thrown on the ground. You look at one of them and it doesn't look like it was broken off very cleanly or nice.
I kind of look at everyone else. Anyone have an idea here? It's a kitchen over there and a bone yard over here.
I turn to Carver. You sensing any undead?
Do I sense any undead, Danny?
Yards. Let me. I'm sorry. I'm actually going to get out a ruler for this one.
Oh, God.
Snap. And you are. Go around the whole page. Yeah, you are sensing some undead. What do you sense? What do you tell me about your spell? Does it tell you that there's a presence of undead?
Yeah, I think I'd only get kind of like a direction. And maybe like if there's a lot, like a sense of the number. Not
Sure.
obviously an exact count, but
You don't sense an overwhelming amount, but it is definitely coming from the other room. You do. Your skin starts to go up on end.
there's nothing behind me. But up ahead, there is some.
Do you want to lead, or do you want me to draw them to you?
Or we could go away.
Do we want to fight the undead right now? Because I really don't want to fight the undead right now. We just got hit by poison.
I
got hit
cannot leave while there are undead still around.
But undead are always around, right?
Not after I'm there.
Kind of heft up my staff, like, okay. Maybe we can catch them unaware. Stupid.
Hesitantly, I have a shield and a scimitar.
Yeah. Do
Tell
we
me.
want to investigate this area first?
Absolutely.
All right. What you see as you just walk over there is these sarcophaguses and or is it sarcophagus?
Sarcophagi.
And their covers are off, and they're just like heaps of bones coming out of them. And as you investigate more, there's blood all over. You can see that some of the bones have been shattered. It looks like some have saw marks in them. All unnatural causes of death, it looks like. A shattered skull. Find another skull with little pricks all in it, little holes. You see one skull with what looks like a drill mark going through it. You find a skull's toes sawed off.
What kind of torture is this? Who would do these? Do they look human or human size?
They do look human.
What would do this to people?
I don't think this is torture. I think this is done for the purposes of eating.
I don't think so. Eating would be clean, done, over with. Who plays with their food? And then I look at him directly in his eyes and I go, orcs? Maybe?
Sure.
I'm writing that one down.
Ooh, shots fired.
That Lyceum, you're making me nervous.
Me too.
God
Maybe this
damn.
will be an evil campaign before I thought.
After he says that, I look at Lyceum, and sweet, innocent Vespara has a flash of like anger staring at him and tries to mask it and looks at Carver, and I'm like, you're good. It's okay. Don't worry about what he said. He's just trying to figure out the situation. That was an unnecessary implication.
What was he implying? He was talking about orcs. I am not an orc.
Okay. Bye.
In a really sarcastic way, I see him look over and Carver and go, you first or me?
I'll
I
take the
hold up-
lead.
Sounds great to me.
I turn to Lyceum, I look at him, and I narrow my eyes. Then I continue on in the middle.
In the middle. Okay, how far are we going down?
I'd say Carver would probably go like right to the opening.
Carver, as you're walking, you see that there's blood tracks, old dry blood all over the floor. And you can, it's almost as if like people have been dragged back and forth. Um, it's definitely layer upon layer of it. And from where you're standing, you see bookshelf and pile of bones, and you see a corpse on a table with tools next to it. It's nothing but bones now.
Do I see anything to the right?
From where you're standing, you see what looks like to be the side of a bookshelf, and you do see another table in the corner. It looks like, and you can see again dark pools of blood and some bones sticking out.
But I don't see anything moving.
You do not see anything moving.
What's the light situation in this area?
Sure, there are magical lights all around. It is not dark.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
same magical lights that you saw before.
He's gonna turn around and just say, so far it's clear. I think he's gonna push forward to the bottom of these stairs so he can keep an eye out for any extra danger.
Sure. As you're walking, you notice on the left hand side there where that corpse, those skeletons on the table is, there's, yes, right there, something shiny hanging on the bookshelf.
You probably just lean over and be like, one of you should check out the bookshelf.
I'll do it this time. I kind of mutter to Raven, God, I swear, if anybody else does something, these people are falling apart, and I can't take it anymore. We've got Carver and Lyceum going at each other's throats, like going totally crazy. We've got this
Done.
Fura, and I can't. So she's muttering to Raven, and then she goes up to the bookcase and gates
Okay.
before touching anything.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the dream to show what we're seeing right now. So
Okay.
you look up to the bookshelf as you get over there, and you look at the skull and skeleton, and its rib cage is cracked open. It's tied down on ropes that are barely a strand, as they've been there for a very long time. In this bookshelf, you just, without touching anything, you see books on, it looks like human anatomy, and you see jars with vile fluid in them, and looks like it could be remains of a person, but through the years they've just kind of flittered into nothing, just chunks in a jar. And that shiny thing is actually a plaque hanging on there. It's a little dusty, but if you squint hard enough you can make out the words, and it says, in order to rule a kingdom, one must know its citizens inside and out. And with that, we're going to take a break because we got to figure out this. I got to figure out this roll 20 situation again.
Holy
Nice.
shit, you
A
guys.
nice plaque. In order to rule a kingdom, one must know its citizens inside and out. And we'll be right back. We're going to figure out this roll 20 so we can get some tokens on there. See you in a minute. Yes. Hey, we're back. I am the most not tech savvy person in the world, so I'm working on it. There, huge shout out to Leecham the Learned. If I could give you divine favor, I would. He hopped in our roll 20 and fixed us up. So thank you, Michael. Like awesome. I screwed up with Fog of War. We're all better now.
Mhm.
All right. So now that everybody can see the map, do you want to load in where you would be?
Ooh, boy.
I feel like I'm right here next to that's Lyceum, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I know. I really want to like be able to give like throw bits to the player, like the chat for helping.
Right.
That was pretty awesome. Really appreciate it. All right, we are here, and as you walked into this room, you know there's a smell of death and decay, but nothing fresh. This is all old news. And again, on the carving table, you see that somebody was recently dissected. Amara, you saw in the bookshelves remnants of what looks like body parts in the suction jars. And you saw the plaque that said, in order to rule a kingdom, one must know its citizens inside and out.
I say, I think Amara at this point reading this and seeing all of the like specimen stuff and the books. Fuck. This was very clean and strategic. They were either experimenting or medically dissecting these people.
To
What?
know them?
I don't think to know them or control and know the ins and outs of. Do these skeletons look human?
They do look
Yeah.
human.
They might be a special kind of human.
This sounds like the practices of necromancy.
Does it?
Why else would you tear a body apart to investigate how it works?
Carver, can you give me an investigation or arcane roll, whichever one is better for you?
They're both the same with the
Or
modifier 0.
okay, yeah, one of those. The above. Okay. Nothing at all.
He's just looking forward.
Whoever did this got some kind of perverse pleasure. I feel like there's pride in this.
Would anybody else like to give me an arcane roll? You can.
I'm definitely going to. If why don't you go first, Mispera?
Yeah. I'm a little dark and twisty, but ugh.
You got this. Oh fuck
Damn.
yes!
Oh shit!
Carver was just talking about how he thinks that there's hints of necromancy in here. And you're looking around and you know a little bit about magic. You're a druid and you know that necromancy sucks. It's against everything you ever believed in, but you don't see any spell components or any ritual circles in here. You don't see anything that would suggest magic, magical manipulation of these corpses.
I, I know Carver mentioned necromancy, and I guess like it would be easy to assume that, but like there's nothing like about this that's a ritual, like not in the magic sense. Maybe they were like you were saying, Amara, like maybe they were just trying to investigate them physically.
You don't have to have magic to take a fucked up pleasure in eviscerating humans or whatever this is. I
So
don't like it.
Lyceum wants to go over and look at that lower right-hand corner. Looks like a stove or something. I don't know what that looks like. Can you tell me what that
Sure.
is?
At the time, back in the day, it was a shelf full of flesh. But it looks like it has just kind of rotted away. But you see some very like thin, like nice carving knives on there. And you see some of the flesh has been preserved. It's like a leathery, a very thin leather.
No. He just he nopes that and just kind of walks backwards. Just like nope, 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 nope.
Are you saying nope out loud? And
Yeah,
are you
yeah,
like
yeah,
literally
you
walking
hear,
backwards?
You actually hear no, no, no. What? Oh, God.
As you
Oh.
start to walk away, you hear what sounds like bones moving
From where?
right next to you.
Oh shit.
All right. So Lyceum has out his sword and calls back over his shoulder. Hey guys, I've done it again.
Oh no.
Oops, I did it again.
Lyceum, what you see before you is a pit of bones, and one of them just kind of fell a little bit, and from the pit comes this giant hovering over you. I say giant, but it's probably like only carver size, 7-8 feet, apparition, and its face just stares at you.
No, nope, thank you, but no.
As a poltergeist comes up from the stack of bones.
Did you get angry? Did you touch it? Why did you
If
do
anyone
that?
would be close enough to Lyceum, he'd go, well, why not?
So let's roll initiative, everybody.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I did
Oh, I
initiative
can
right.
get there.
Fuck yes.
Mm.
I don't have a lot of points left.
Someone help me with roll 20 initiative.
It's between armor class and speed. You're the top.
Oh, bro,
Yeah.
got it.
And
Just make sure you
also,
click on your button first.
Bruh.
I can just add a turn and put what.
fuck, why did I get the good roll on initiative? God damn it.
All right, let's sort this
That
bad
makes
boy.
sense.
Oops, I always do the wrong one. Like terrible. This creature comes up and it starts to moan, and then the moan turns into this angry growl as it stares down at Lyceum. And Amara, you are up as you see this startling creature rise from a pile of bones.
Instinctively, I'm gonna, let's see, is this like a pillar or something I can hide behind?
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Yes, it is.
Cool beans. I'm gonna kind of step out for a second. I'm gonna throw up an Eldritch Blast. Does an 8 hit?
An 8 does not hit. I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna try to blast it. It doesn't work. And I'm gonna go back.
Your Eldritch Blast hits a pile of bones as you hear that as bones just fall to the ground and echoes throughout this large building. Lyceum, there's this creature that is looking at you and looking about.
So Lyceum's gonna step back behind this pillar right here and just ready in action that if it comes toward me, I'll attack it.
Sure thing. So you are reserving your action? Is that how that works?
Yep. I'm holding my action until it comes. If it comes within 5 feet of me, then I will. Then I'll attack it.
All right. Look at me learning 5e.
3.5.
Carver.
Hmm. How badly are you hurt, Lyceum?
On a scale of 0 to 18, I'm half.
Hypothetically.
All right, so
Hypothetically.
yeah, Carver's gonna run up, and as he passes Lyceum, he's gonna use his bonus action to cast Healing Word
Nice.
at first level. All right, so that's actually 1d4 plus 2, so you get 4 points back.
Sweet, thanks.
And then as his action, he's going to cast Word of Radiance on this creature.
Ooh.
So that needs to make a Constitution save and beat a 12.
I'm sorry, what kind of save?
Constitution.
Sure thing. Okay, 16.
So it does nothing.
Okay. But it looks at you as you shine your godly light at it, and it switches its eyes from Lyceum to you, and it moves up on you, and it just slams its body to you. 23 hit
Yeah.
for 10 points of force damage as this thing hits you as hard as you've ever been hit before, and then suddenly it's on the other side of you. It just moved right through you.
Fuck.
And the creature is just looking all around.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Guys, why didn't you try talking to it?
Jess, you can go. That's fine.
I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not happy. Bonus action wild shape into a panther.
Okay.
And I'm going to move over to Lyceum to protect him.
Oh, see you, Lyceum.
Boop. It'll be okay, buddy. It'll be okay.
Oh my God.
And you're just protecting him? You're gonna take any?
Yeah, at this point, that's all I can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Back to the top of the order there. Amara, you watch as this creature hit Carver, who is an incredibly big half-orc, and as he stumbles, and you can tell it hurt, and all of a sudden it's on the other side of it. It just zipped right through.
Fuck. Yeah, Eldritch Blast again.
Okay.
Does the 13 hit?
It does hit.
Fuck. Okay. So I'm gonna do that for 4 points of force. Thank
Sure
you, D10. And I don't know if I want to try doing that. But does this look like anything like the skeletons? Does it have any? Do I feel like it has the same energy? Because up until now, my hex is everything except for whatever.
No, it doesn't. If you want to feel a sense of energy, it's confused and it's angry. But nothing like the skeletons.
Yeah, I want to use hex. So first level split. So that's going to be an extra 1d6 of necrotic damage.
Sure thing.
Let's roll that sucker.
Nice. Oh, wow.
There we go. So we've got 9 points of damage, 5 necrotic,
and it takes it this time. You can see that it didn't have the same effect that it did on those very special skeletons you were fighting.
Okay, good. Whew.
I take it back.
Fuck me.
It doesn't affect it at all.
Oh fuck.
You watch it hit it. I'm sorry, I'm seeing its immunity now, and I'm understanding that you don't heal it at all. You feel good about that, but the necrotic just kind of like buzzed right through it.
I, under my breath, you kind of hear me, God damn it! As I sneak back under my pillar. Or behind my pillar.
Lyceum.
All right, so Lyceum sees Carver basically behind it, and Visara beside him. He's going to go and step up and take a stab into this creature's side. So he's going to
Sure
step up
thing.
to here
Okay.
and take a attack with his short sword.
I'm sorry.
And this is, I think he's just too rattled at this point.
It does not. Carver, this creature passed right through you. It is everything you hate in this world. Undead, it's angry, and it was inside of you. It had to have been. How else could it get there?
Yeah, he's feeling rough, so he's just gonna I would assume that as it passed through him, when it got to the other side, he kind of almost dropped to a knee of oh god. So he's just gonna clasp his chest as he stands back up and casts Cure Wounds on himself.
Good.
Oh fuck you. I'll take it.
Okay.
And that's all he can do.
Sure. The creature is now looked at you, and he felt your holy aura come through, and it squints, and it shields its eyes from Wuja's power coming and heal you, and it looks to Lyceum. Lyceum, it's going to send out this magic surge to you, and it's going to try and push you away. So you need to make a strength check, please. Versus
Oh, I'm
this
wonderful
charisma.
at those.
Oh,
That's
Shit.
a lie.
You gotta be a 15?
Gotta be to 15.
Oh shit!
Oh. Do you have disadvantage?
Yes.
Oh
fuck!
You felt so good about it. You have the power.
I have a -1 to strength.
And then you saw your
Damn it.
sister's face fade away. And for a moment, you got weak. And this creature is going to throw you. I love having a measuring tool here. This is actually kind of cool. If only I could ever use it. Right.
No. What?
I want to see he would do the best. He's going to throw you far away. He's going to throw you at Amara's. So you are going to be thrown that distance incredibly powerfully. You've never felt anything like this, and you are going to be taking 3d6 points worth of damage. Oops.
Oh, shit.
I meant to roll them all together, but that's not bad. 12 points of damage.
That's not
What
bad.
could it have been? No.
We're level 2. We are tiny and weak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lyceum's not down. That's the good news.
Okay.
The bad news, if he coughs the wrong way, he will be down.
Okay.
Thank God I
Kinda-
gave you some of those heals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just kind of
Jesus.
crumples down into a ball. You can hear him groaning, but he's trying to get back up. But at this point, we'll see what happens.
And we have our undead. You guys, I'm not the best at 5e rules. Are they immune to attacks of opportunity or anything like that?
I have no idea.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. So it is going to stay where it is because it's a fairly intelligent creature, and it's going to just snarl through it. And Vespara, you are up.
It's
You just
time to no longer be nice.
You just
Vespara.
watched your friend go flying across the room.
I was just trying to protect him. Why did you have to fling him? And I will move forward to right in front of him. And I'll be like, is there no chance for you to find peace? And I drop my cantrip Druidcraft, and I try to conjure a little puff of wind to like give him a little breeze to try to
Aw.
Oh man.
You create one of the
just soft breeze, just like whew, you want to go follow this wind. Find
The
peace.
creature looks confused for a slight second, and if a poltergeist could smile, it would, and give a little chuckle. But it's just angry at you. And Carver feels his hair blowing in the wind as this wind.
He has no hair.
Oh, what do you have that can blow?
He has no body hair on his no hair on his head and stuff. So
One tear slides down his eye.
You feel a slight breeze against your face as the breeze is just going right through this poltergeist. I see him. What are you gonna do there? Oh no, Amara. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna use my action to kind of Lyceum's at my feet, looking pretty beat up. I'm gonna use my action to kind of pull him up and put him behind me. And thank you. I want to another Eldritch Blast because that's what I can do. 21. Thank you.
Nice.
All right, and for 13 points.
Holy
yes.
shit!
Damage.
get that motherfucker.
Man, that's max damage right there.
Watch as your Eldritch Blast goes right to the poltergeist and looks like it goes right through it, except the hole in this aspiration. It doesn't close up where your Eldritch Blast was. It stays there, and it looks down and it roars. This ear piercing screech, and it looks very painful. Lyceum.
Yeah.
Oh, unless you want to do a bonus action. Sorry.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I'm good.
So Lyceum is basically on all fours. It's gonna scramble up and around to basically here and take a shot with his crossbow.
Okay.
Shoot it. Shoot it.
And I think again, his aim is just off. He got an 11, but his aim is off enough that he's trying to make sure he doesn't hit the other two members of his party as well. So he just can't come close at this point.
As Lyceum is bleeding from his impact, probably internally, misses a shot. And Carver, you're there.
All right. Carver is going to cast Healing Word again
Okay.
and send it towards Lyceum. So that's actually 3. Doing lots of heals. That's his
They're keeping
bonus
us
action.
stable.
Some
Okay.
is better than none.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
True.
he's going to swing his mace at this apparition. What?
You swing your mace at the apparition. At the same time you're going, the creature moves to the side and again tries to slam itself into you.
That does not hit.
Does not.
Thank
hit.
God.
Okay.
Okay.
And misses. And Vespara, you're up and you see that your wind is not even annoying it.
Oh, wait, hold on. Never mind.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because Vespera's on the other side, she's flanking it, so I have advantage. So does a 13 hit?
It does hit.
Okay, then
Aha!
I do 6 bludgeoning damage to it.
Boom.
Guess how much damage it had left?
6?
Yes.
Oh!
So tell me how you smite this creature with Wuja in yours power.
So he's gonna just like pissed that it went through him and hurt him, and seeing the hole that the Eldritch Blast left, he's just gonna stick the mace in the hole and then just like yank it up and like scatter it.
And you see this creature just dissipate in front of you all. Carver, you still feel pretty fucking gross that this creature was inside of you.
Well, I'm glad you helped it find peace. Oh, we gotta help you now. That was real bad.
You all feel pretty gross being here. Have you ever gone to a place that you swear it's haunted, your stomach drops out, and you just feel the air is different?
Yep.
You are all
I think we missed some of that.
Yeah, we're all what?
oh no, am I cutting out?
It was just that one thing.
All right, you just all feel sick and just disgusted by this. This is a bad things have happened here. There's been a lot of pain, as you can clearly see.
Carver
the
just kind of like spits out to the side.
The thingy, the ghost thingy, it didn't say anything to you, did it, Carver? Did it share anything with you? I mean, it passed through you.
Other than my body, no.
Oh.
Let's finish up here and get out of here.
This place sucks.
Well, the plaque said what? In order to rule a kingdom, one
You
must
must
know
know your subjects side and out.
What was that the ghost? What if he was haunted by what he did to his citizens? What if he's been just experimenting on them and flaying them and oh, it's so bad.
Now he's dead. No matter what, he's gone.
Let's get out of here. I don't like being here. There's nothing we can have or find useful here, right?
There's still one more room.
Lyceum looks over at Carver and said, "Is that what you were feeling? Do you still feel it?"
I can't check anymore today.
Is the compass doing anything weird?
It is feeling warmer. Again, not hot to the touch, but it is feeling warm.
Warmer. I kind
What?
of.
Let's see where these stairs go. Then we'll make a call from there.
I kind of.
How are we on hit points?
I've got about half left.
I'm about at that point too.
Hey, just make
I
it.
gave you 3 of those. Oof.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead.
Okay. You get up to the top of the stairs, and it might not be. Sorry. It might not be in the roll 20, but it's actually, you see furniture around there, and it looks like it was a really nice quality, like velvets that have been ripped away. You see a giant statue in the far back, and there's some nice rugs floating around, and there's a big brazier of that magic fire with some old chairs pulled up around it. It looks like there's like beautiful old mahogany engraved in them. This is definitely not a cheap bar stool. It's old, but you can tell it's nice and it's weathered. This time.
Do we see any other like remains that might indicate like this was the person that was locked in here?
You don't see any remains whatsoever. Amara uh, is looking around and she gets closer to the statue and she realizes she sees something familiar on it. The statue before her is of a magnificent knight. He's 6 feet tall, handsome as can be, and he's holding a shield. You can see that it's desecrated, but it was the shield you saw on the knight fighting outside. A black shield with a red arrow and a golden sun with a crown and a white axe, the symbol of the knight protector. But the shield is all scratched up, um, carved over it, and it looks like painted on it is a flaming green skull. And on the floor behind the statue is a beautiful sculpted sword in pieces on the ground. It's broken, but once it was carved to resemble what looks like an incredibly mighty sword. And on the statue, kind of out of place, is a visor.
Then we've seen this green skull before, correct? Because this isn't Ouija.
You've
Definitely
not
not.
seen this green
No.
skull before.
The other skulls we've seen had a red background.
Okay, so that was. Can I roll? Would I know this by a history check or a, I don't know, religion check?
Sure. I would say, give me which one's better for you.
And they're both the same.
Okay.
We'll do history. Oh, look at that.
All right. You don't know exactly, even with the 18, exactly what that symbol means. Trying to think how to do this correctly. You know it's meant to disrespect the Knight Protectors. You can't remember seeing that exact one, but it reminds you very much of necromancy and the exact opposite of good, just pure evil.
Well, it looks like somebody, and I kind of say this out loud, looks like somebody or something didn't like the Night Protectors at all. Does it seem like when this room was made, does it look like this statue was made around the same time, that all the experimentation and the bodies and stuff were there, like the bookcase and the
No, it doesn't. It looks like it was made before that. It's much older.
Okay.
You hear Lyceum calls out. Lyceum is at the steps and is sitting on the steps, has not moved from the steps. It's just kind of propped himself on the steps. Amara, what does the compass say?
I kind of hold the compass.
The compass is getting warmer, but you felt it hotter before.
It's
when it was
warm.
first given.
Yeah, it's warmer, but it's not hot.
Amara, as you're looking, something you do notice is, yes, that beautifully engraved sword is on the ground and shattered and desecrated, but the hand remains grasping.
I think I need a second opinion.
Okay. Do you want me to roll something?
I was about to say, I just need an opinion. It looks like, I don't know, how would they have gotten the sword out of the statue's grasping hand if the sword itself is a statue as well? Was it a part of it? Was it made separately? How would the hand still be intact?
Is the hand still holding something, or is it holding like an open, like a GI kung fu grip?
Yes. It is not holding something still. Am I looking like I'm giving a bad hand job? I see Nathan smile.
No, it's just funny that he said the G.I. Joe, because it automatically Like anybody that age knows what that grip is.
Yep. It's the G.I. Joe grip. Something wants to get.
Got it.
And the sword looks like it's stone.
Yes, but it's in pieces.
Can I use my staff to kind of poke at the stone to see if it does anything?
Sure. The stone does not move at all. You're just poking stone. Where are you poking it?
I was poking the pieces on the floor, like shattered
Okay.
sword
No.
pieces.
The shattered pieces just crumble a little bit more.
Okay. I look up at the carver and I look at the. What do you think is up with the visor?
What's the visor look like it's made out of?
Doesn't look like stone. It looks like a kind of metal. In addition to the stone statue. If you're going up to investigate it.
I feel like whatever dark powers took hold of this area did not want the Night Protectors, even a statue of them, to be able to see what they were doing.
Do you think the visor's modified?
It does not look like it was originally part of the statue.
I didn't want to touch it.
I don't like metal, so yeah, that doesn't look great, for sure.
Rich, did you want to give me an investigation roll if you're getting up there and looking?
Sure.
Oh my god, are you climbing the statue?
Well, it's only
He's
6
tall.
feet tall, right? No, Carver's only 5'6". He's a short guy.
Oh.
14.
Okay. You're looking around the statue, and everything looks very well carved until you get into the G.I. Joe hands. And you notice some kind of impurity with what's inside the hand. It's not the smooth carving. Something's been modified inside of the
Modified. God. Does it look like it was like kind of melted with like the same acid that was used to deface the Night Protector symbol in the entrance to the well?
No, it doesn't. It looks a lot more sophisticated than that. You're familiar with magic, so possibly magically altered.
Jesus.
While he's staring at it, I'm finally coming up. Beep.
I'm gonna remove the visor.
Ah!
Jess, I'll get right back to you as Carver removes the visor. And as he does, you see that the face is just carved out. And the eyes are painted over with like a swirling green paint. And Vespara, you're looking around the statue looking for magic, and you are realizing there's something magical about that hand. It's some kind of magical trigger, some kind of magical spell is put on it.
I look down at the pieces of the sword. Is the hilt still somewhat intact?
There's like a piece of it. You could pick up the hilt if you want. It might crumble. You know, you're not sure. But you can make out what is the hilt of the sword.
There's something off about the hand. Like, there's definitely magic emanating from it, guys. I don't know if we can pick up the pieces of his sword to try and put it back, or if there's something else we can try and trigger the
I don't know
with.
what's going on here. I'm not getting good feelings about this. I'm getting very bad feelings about this. We can poke this until it breaks, but it might just be a statue that's been defiled with a magic hand. I'm not quite sure I want to know what the magic hand is and what's up with the magic in the hand.
I can't imagine that the hand would be anything good based on what's been done to the face. And he just like puts the visor back down.
You hear him?
I'm done with
You
this.
see him call out. Was the hand defaced like the visor in the face?
It's been altered.
We don't know how.
It's different, but it may not be defaced. Is the green or the eyes or anything on that on the hand?
No, the hand has not been defaced at all, and it looks like great care was taken to craft the hand differently. And Vespara, you just cast guidance.
I didn't mean to.
Okay. No worries.
Ignore that.
And roll 20.
But we could
Like,
use
yeah.
some.
Sheet.
Can you roll investigation for me?
Who?
You.
I'd love to.
Oh shit!
Oh! What?
Fuck
What?
you.
You've done this shit
Disadvantage.
before. This is your forte, even though everybody doesn't know it. There's some kind of mechanism to open something in this, so you can tell it's a lock. You just don't have the right key.
So Lyceum goes in and finally walks over and just, excuse me, and just goes and picks up the hand. And then wants to turn it upside down to look underneath it to see what kind of mechanism may be able to lock it. I said, I would bet there's a door or something around here. So there's some way to get in or out of here. This is probably how it was used.
The hand doesn't budge when you go to move it. It
It stays on the
stays
ground.
still. It's stone.
It's
You can
still on the statue.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's still on the statue. I'm sorry, I thought it was down.
Yeah. No.
The sword is down.
So I look at Vespar and say, "Did you think the hilt of the sword may have done it?"
That's my only idea. Like, why else would the sword be broken?
What's in the other hand? Is it a shield in the other hand?
Yes, the shield that is clearly disrespected.
So a shield in one and a sword in the other.
Yeah.
Let's put the hilt in and see what happens.
Amar's gonna step back.
What's the worst that could happen?
Carver's gonna prepare himself, and if anything looks like it's gonna attack them, he's gonna attack first.
Sure thing.
So Lyceum last, Vespar, you may want to step back.
That's a good idea.
And Lyceum will be as careful as he can to the thought is he's going to slowly pick up the hilt and put his palm underneath it so that it stays together as much as possible, and try to slide it into the hand, the hilt into the hand.
The fit is right. You start to slide the hilt into the hand, and you let it go, and as it sits in place, a vile green steam starts to come off of it, and the hilt itself just wilts into like dust and powder and poof. And can you make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Oh god damn it.
The one with like almost no hit points.
Oh!
That's a 7 for everyone playing at home.
Ouchie.
Oh my gosh!
Oh!
You are going to take 1 point of damage as this evil, vile necromancy like fills your nostrils, and you just stop breathing as you have a moment of shock, and you think that the shock is what saved you from much less. But you were quite aware as you did this that you heard no click, that this was not the correct key. And if a statue could be insulted, Lyceum, this statue would be insulted.
Oh shit.
Okay. So obviously that was wrong. Now what's right? Let's look around and find it.
I don't like that idea. Whatever the key that this thing needs, this statue has been defaced. I know some necromancy. I can do some necromancy. I have some necrotic power. This is warped and twisted beyond my understanding.
But
Whatever
you're-
did this is not. We don't want any part of it.
But your compass led us here.
If we leave now, what will be done? What will have happened?
We would have not died.
If there's evil here, we must lay it to rest.
Lyceum, I'm going to take your 23 of investigation and continue on to that.
Okay.
You discover as you step away from this vile stench, there's a rug underneath your feet, and your foot catches on it a little bit, and you yank it up, and you do see. Uh-oh.
The whole world disappears.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Such. Ah!
God damn it.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this roll 20 shit. I'm learning. You see a doorway underneath this rug. I'm sorry. I'm still laughing over the roll 20 thing. You don't see any way to get into it, but there's definitely something underneath you.
All right. So I pull back the rug and want to kind of drag it toward this way off the pedestal.
Okay. You drag it off, and you can tell there's something underneath you. You know, you scraped your fingernails to try and find any kind of latch or carefully, but there's nothing there. There's no kind of mechanism to get this false floor to open.
I guess we know what the statue opens now.
What about the green light when we first came in? That had a shaft.
I pull out what's left of the whatever it was.
Well, why not? Let's finish it. I walk over and have my hand out.
I think I'll be doing the honors this time. You look a little unsteady on your feet. So Amara is very cautiously going over, and as she's cautiously putting this in the statue's hand, she's going to kind of, as quickly as she can, hold her breath and step back as quickly as possible.
Sure thing. You set this down, this almost broken sphere, and all of a sudden you sense magic happening. This sphere looks like it mends itself, except it looks much better than it did when you first saw it. When you saw it, it looked kind of half-assed. It looks like a beautiful piece of fine metal and actual skulls around it, and this glowing green vileness floating in the middle of a round thing. And I'll show you guys afterwards. I have to get permission to use the artwork, but it's beautiful. And can you give me an arcana roll?
Yeah, I can.
Thank you.
Roll high. Roll. That's pretty
Okay.
good.
17.
You sense that there's illusion magic happening, that it might not be real, but it's sure looking it. And you hear a click, and the floor pulls away. It's a staircase underneath it.
There's still illusion magic working here. I kind of hold my hand up. Be careful. Whatever this is, it might not be what it seems. I'm trying to think if there's any way, because we know illusion magic is working. If I do an investigation check, is there any way I can try to see through the illusion? What
Sure
kind of
thing.
check would that be?
I think it would be arcana, and I think for what you rolled, you can see that the illusion is simply that it's still a shitty sphere, but putting it in there gave the appearance that it is Great.
Oh, so I kind of look at the sphere. I was like, never mind. They're trying to disguise trash as something precious.
Why don't you let me go down first?
Before we go
first.
down, I want to take a rest.
That would be wise.
I think we need to take a
Guess-
minute and really kind of look at where we're at before we move forward.
That's a good idea.
So my plan is to take a short rest or a long rest, whatever we can do.
Yeah.
Long rest, I think, is
Yeah.
too long in this area.
Yeah, I think a short rest is probably good enough.
That's okay. I'll get my spell slots back.
Nice. And it is almost midnight, so we will call it there as you see before you a statue of a wonderful, he looks like incredibly well built knight protector, except his shield is desecrated and all the wonderful oaths they have carved in has been carved out to a green skull and is holding a spherical weapon that's wrapped with skulls and it's steaming green. And as you sit there and look at it, the eyes, the visor holes of the eyes start to grow green. And a light comes on from the doorway underneath you, the stairs.
Nope. No, thank you.
Guys, we should have rested before we opened the door.
Well, shit.
Are we gonna
And
have
we will
time?
call it there for tonight.
Are we
What's
gonna have
that?
time to do that short rest?
I guess we'll have to see next
Shit.
show.
God
So I
damn
can't
it.
give myself the
Hit die.
hit points. Yeah. Shit.
No. But if it was a good number that you rolled, just keep that in mind.
That's a good
You can,
number.
you can use it. That's fine. Well, thank you everybody for listening, and thank you so much for playing. We are starting to get deep in shit, and I know if it's you're not. I'm learning Greyhawk. I was always like a kind of Realms, Dragonlance, even Ravenloft, Dark Sun kind of person, but I glossed over Greyhawk. So learning about it, I fell in love with the Dying Kingdom, and there's so much awesome in there, and so much bad shit is here, and it just makes me so happy that you're getting involved in it and playing with me here. So let's go around real quick, everybody. If you could tell who you are, where we can find you, what you're up to. We'll start with Jess, who's joining us here tonight for the first time.
Well, you survived.
I know. Feel like the whole time Vespera had like this knot in her stomach and just so stressed out. I was like, but survived. Probably took the least damage, and that was super fun. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, again, Burst of Hope on all the social medias. I'm super salty about Twitter because Burst of Hope is taken by a bot, so there's a 0 for the O in of.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fine. Maybe one day I'll wage that war. One day I'll stream on my own stuff, but for now I just pop into wherever people have me, and I like playing games, mostly Cypher System, so it's really refreshing to play some D&D that was actually enjoyable, so thank you.
oh, thank you. Yay. And we'll start going Abby.
Oh, yes. Hi, everybody. I was just following Jess on Twitter, so you'll have to. I was doing productive stuff.
Yeah,
Anyway,
absolutely. I'm trying
Yeah.
to figure out how to rate on Twitch as we're talking.
it's all good. Yeah, today was hella stressful. I feel like Amara, it was a stressful day for role playing. I feel like I really, really had to like keep my mind in because like me as a person wanted to like take Lyceum and just be like, what the fuck you doing, man? And then I wanted to like hug Vesper and be like, oh, you sweet baby child, you're just so innocent. But as Amara, she kind of anyway, it was stressful and it was awesome, and I am very, very stressed to find out what we got ourselves into. But anyway, my name is Abby, and you can find me on Twitter at AbigatorFrenzy. I'm on Twitch. You can find me all over the place. I'm here Tuesdays. On Thursdays, I'm on Exploding Dice's channel for a pirate campaign. You can catch me most Saturdays on the Forefronts channel with a new talk show / podcast called Queers and Quagoths, which is my favorite. We talk about different monsters. Right now we're going through the monster manual and how to add them into your campaigns, either as a player or as a DM, little like mini one-shots you can do with them, and also how to make really compelling and interesting queer storylines in tabletop role-playing games, which is just amazing. So yeah, just check out my Twitter and you'll get all the information stuff there.
Sounds like a whole lot of good stuff. Thank you.
Oh no, thank
Nathan?
you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Nathan Bailey. I am at Nathan E. Bailey on Twitter. Pretty active on Twitter and most of the Discord channels. Really enjoyed tonight. It's just hard to play Lyceum. It's hard to play someone who the madness, the anger, the hurt, all that kind of stuff is maybe getting to him. So we'll see where this ends up going, and what he's going to end up doing. I mean, he actually pulled a knife on a party member, so we'll see if that has repercussions. I'm sure it won't ever come up again.
If you all want to like switch in and out of evil campaigns, we can do.
Yeah, I'm probably right on the borderline right now. So let's see where this goes. I got to survive long enough to turn, but right now, again, just streaming this and listening to a bunch of podcasts and getting ready for a Catacon here in a couple of months, trying to figure out what I'm going to GM and what I'm going to run and play in. So really looking forward to it.
Awesome. And Rich, who is also going to a Catacon.
You know it. I'm Rich. I'm Quixotic on Twitter. Yeah, I'm writing my first one shot using kind of the strange, but also kind of the cipher system.
Yes.
Where it's going to be a crazy heist adventure. So we'll see how that goes. It's been a lot of work coming up with all this stuff myself. I've only ever run pre-written modules, so I'm trying to pull some inspiration from that and see what I can come up with for that stuff. And I also don't have the official announcement yet, but around Halloween, you might be able to hear my voice on an audio drama.
Ooh.
That is such a tease.
They haven't officially announced it yet, so I have to wait until then, and then I'll provide more details.
I love audio drama.
But you're gonna tell us when we get off Twitch, right?
Right?
Sure.
Yes.
And I hope you don't prep games like I do. Rich is with me at Gen Con, where by prepping a game, I ate a pot cookie and wrote it on 10 index cards the night before I ran it. So
Is that what happened?
yes.
We did a little brainstorming on the ride down.
Mm-hmm.
And
before or after the brewery?
Before.
Yep.
Amazing.
But I think we might have done some after the brewery too. I don't know.
Yeah, there was brainstorming.
It was a lot of brainstorming. That's why when we got to that painting puzzle, I had to keep my mouth shut because I knew how to solve it.
Yes.
See, this is why I'm so pumped for ArcadeCon.
Oh, sounds like I definitely have to commit to that, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
It is so much fun. It really is. I know that I'm going to be running 5. So 5e is not what I'm used to running. I'm used to like running Numenera and Cypher. So it's a little different for me learning to get rules back in order in a game. But I'm going to be running a 5e game in a Catacon where we slaughter Kender. This is the Great Kender Purge. And I'm also going to run it in Shadow of the Demon Lord. Because Rob Schwab there gave me some ideas how to make some characters for that. So I'm super
That's
excited.
awesome.
Slaughter Kender at a Catacon. So otherwise, you can find me at Imperial Scum on Twitter. I'm in Shadow of the Demon Lord podcast, Tales of Blood and Stone. Pretty proud of that because it's pretty awesome. I've actually cried as a player during the game, and I tried not to do that kind of thing, but it's gotten really dark, and it's getting much, much darker as we speak. I'm also in the Cyphercast, which is a podcast all about Monte Cook games, and I stream on here on Sunday nights and return to Greyhawk, play an elf, who's actually a knight. Oh, I don't know if she's a bitch. We'll see. Well, thank you all for joining us. Those of you that know Greyhawk lore, probably right now are getting the title of the episode, A Royal Cage. Some pretty dark shit happens in the Great Kingdom. It has happened, is happening. and we're taking a look at its past. And next week we'll tell a little bit more about that. So thank you all for joining us. We are going to go raid Joker's Wild. I checked them out. I think they're playing some Ravenloft. So I just want to go say hi to some fellow D&D players. Thank you all for joining us on the Greyhawk channel. And I can't wait for next week where we're going to learn a little more about this place that we're in. Until
I feel like we're just going to go downstairs and we're going to find Nicolas Cage wearing a crown. That's the title of the show.
Nicolas Cage wears a crown. I can't. I'm pretty stoked. A lot of pieces are going to come together. So.
Oh my god, I'm ready.
Thank you all.
Yes, thank you. And I'm sorry
you.
you missed it, but we'll be here next week. I can't plant reality. I'm really bad.
Colin!
Woo! All right, we're gonna go raid. Thank you. We'll see you next week. If I can raid button.
Yeah, but there we go.
Can I do it? I think we go out.